Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Logo. Hi, and welcome to another Woody's Tapestry. Well, on Woody's Tapestry, we like to put our heads together and come up with a little something. And today, I think we got a good one. Here's what I want to know. What do you fear? I mean, really, what do you fear the most? I bet you any amount of money it's the unknown. I had to learn how to put fear behind me, okay? Because after I learned that leaders use fear to control countries, fear can be a great motivator. See, fear can make you do the right thing or it can make you do the wrong thing. And what I mean by that is if you place fear in the wrong place, it can destroy you, it can stop you. But if you put it in the right place, it can help you. So, the next time you take a look at one of those pictures that they show of the picture and the lion, and I'm going to take my time for a second. And just before the lion get ready to jump onto the gazelle, you can see the look on the gazelle's face, and you can see the look on the lion's face. And I noticed, I said, you know what? They both have the same thing on their face, determination, but for different reasons. See, one knows that if they don't catch what they're chasing, the gazelle, that they won't survive. And the other one knows that if he get caught by the other one and eaten, he won't survive. See, animals are different. Well, let me say it like this. We all have the ability to sense fear, okay? We can kind of smell fear. That gives us the idea of what to attack and what not to attack. If you just look at the primal part of man, right? But here's the thing. You know, if you ever watched a lion or any of that stuff, and I'm just going to talk about this for a second. You notice that lions are nothing but just bullies. And they bullies on the whole plain. You very seldom ever see a lion attack food that can hurt them. No, of course not. See, they pick on the weak and the sick, just like people do. Now, let me ask this. How does all this fear get developed in the first place? Well, over the years, I've heard many different arguments. I laugh because I always tell stories like this. And the argument that I heard was a very compelling subject. And one of them that stuck with me is this one. And that is, we're only born with two natural fears. Okay, I'm going to say that again. We're only born with two natural fears. The fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. That's it. So, what does that say about the other 98% of the fear that we have? False. They're not real. See, if we were to believe this theory, it would suggest that the other 98% of this stuff that we fear is something else that we just made up. It's a thought that's in our head. It's not true. It's not real. And I say this all the time. That's just other people's thoughts. But you have to learn to listen to your inner voice because, like I say, your inner voice is never, ever wrong. But now, hold up. If you're just hearing some dumb stuff going on through your head, that's just bad info, okay? Learn to put fear behind you. A perfect example of that was the movie Frankenstein. How many of y'all saw the movie Frankenstein? And I bet y'all watched this movie and never saw this. See, Frankenstein was created by a doctor named Dr. Frankenstein, right? And after he put him together, made him look all gruesome and ugly and all these different types of things, Frankie was given life. Now, I'm paralleling this with the way that the diaspora of the Negro in America, check it out, the diaspora of the Negro in America, okay? So what I'm trying to tell you is Frankenstein, minding his own business, was just somewhere, just singing the blues. No, he wasn't. He was in the grave. And then this clown came and dug him up, right? After he dug him up and decided to give him life, Frankie went out into the world, and the first thing he did was ran into people that had fear. They feared him because of what he looked like. They feared him because of what he represented. All fake news, man. It was all made up. The dude, if you ever notice in the movie, he never catches anybody because he's slow, okay? And he missing a few sparks in his plug, okay? He ain't hitting on all three, even though he's a faux cylinder. You understand what I'm saying? But because of that, I'm apt to believe that when it comes to America, I think that we as people of color jump that broom just a little bit too soon. Because most of the abusive relationships that I know of is in the marriage between America and its citizens of color. See, in the story of Frankenstein, the monster didn't have a choice. He was dead in the grave, and then this fool came and started messing with him the same way that they did the Africans. Now here's my point. The monster was created to put fear in your heart, okay? No one ever asked the monster what he was afraid of. Now, wouldn't you think, the reason I bring that up is this, because every time the monster saw the doctor, he was afraid of the doctor. But yet still the doctor had this reputation of being this great guy. But he had created a monster. That's why when a black man walked down the street and he passes a white person and it's a white female, they clutch their purse because they haven't put their fear behind them and they still think that we're the monsters. But let me go ahead with the story. But you see where I'm going with this, okay? Because if the monster is afraid of him, you should be afraid of him too. Why was he afraid of the good old doctor? Because of what the doctor had done to him and put him through. But here's an example. And I'm just making this up right here because I just want to share this with you. If a lion, because I've asked this question before to people, if a lion runs in this room right now, what am I going to do? Am I going to try to run? Well, yeah, I probably would try to run. But let me ask you this. Do you actually believe that I believe that I could outrun a lion? No. You can't outrun no lion. But you're still going to run because of fear. Okay? It's a protective measure. And it helps you. But the fact is, when the lion comes into the room, you really don't have anywhere to go. So whether you fear it or not, doesn't matter. What you need to do is take a few minutes and try to outthink this thing. He gonna still eat you, man. I'm serious. I'm sorry. You gone. Lion gonna eat you. You finished. Okay, but you don't always have to react to it that way. Okay. Now, when you walk into a room, have you ever noticed how people react? Now, do they look at you the same way I look at the police? When I see them, I get nervous, you know. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not afraid of the man in the uniform because I've learned to put that fear behind me, okay? America, no. See, that's not it. I'm afraid of the monster because of the power that you guys have given him. Okay, let me change the subject. Because I can see right now a lot of y'all getting tight-jawed and everything. Right now I can hear my folk out there telling, boy, you better start saying that you're going to get us in trouble. And Master been good to us. But, you know, blah, 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 blah. Then on the other side, you got the other people saying the same thing. The redneck said, no, that to my heel, boy. I think that old colored fellow over there done said a little bit too much. He going to mess around and get himself in trouble. He better watch his assets. Okay? I understand all that. Hold up, I gotta move this out the way. But here's the thing, America. You hear people saying love it or leave it. white brothers and sisters, I'm gonna ask this question very simply. Where are your people from? Because it ain't West Virginia. Uh-oh. Ooh, that sounded like I was trying to start something like, well, it's true. But have you noticed that every time that the people in America catches on to how the upper class or the people that's controlling, pulling the strings change things, you ever notice how they change the game, how they try to make it switch around, they switch the rules up? And then all of a sudden, you get this huge issue in the news that deflect our thinking and have us thinking on something else because they have been telling us about things because fear. See what I'm saying? You don't put fear behind you. You'll fall for all this. Now, the sky is falling. You know, all those type of things. They just want to keep controlling what they got going on. But you know what? Here's the thing. Sometimes, as people, we get these ideas in our minds. And I'm speaking about things that we've heard over the years. I mean, things I talked about in my last podcast about how I used to be afraid of smoke. I didn't talk about how that developed. That developed because parents told me about spirits. And they explained them to me as if they was like these clouds of smoke that could move across the sky. So we had a lot of chimneys where I'm from and a lot of trains where I'm from, and the smoke always was moving. I thought as a kid they were spirits, so it frightened me. But now that I'm older, once I started understanding, I put that fear behind me and I started moving forward. So I'm just asking you guys, man, look here. Once you learn to love yourself and you find out that you don't have to go all over the world to find yourself because the greatness is inside here, it's been placed there. Once you do that and you find out that you can do that, you can face life challenges, okay? Don't let fear rob you of your life wealth. Sometimes we'll look everywhere for the truth when it's in our own backyard. I'll tell you about that story later. But right now, I'm coming to the end. So I just want to tell y'all, when you come to the end, there's some videos that's going to come up. Click on one of them, check them out, subscribe, ring the bell, and don't forget to leave me a comment. Until I see you the next time, I want y'all to know one thing. I got to throw my logo in there. Hold up, I got to go to it. Logo. Hey.